Books hold the power to change the world, spark revolutions, and challenge the status quo. But sometimes, their words are considered too dangerous to read. Today, we're counting down the 10 most banned books in the world and the reasons behind their bans. Let's dive in. The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. Anne Frank's diary is a poignant first-hand account of life during the Holocaust. Despite its historical importance, it has faced bans for being too depressing or containing passages about Anne's emerging adolescence that some deemed inappropriate for young readers. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Mark Twain's The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is a cornerstone of American literature, but it's also one of the most challenged books. Critics have targeted its use of racial slurs and stereotypical portrayals, calling it offensive and inappropriate for schools. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World depicts a society where individuality is suppressed and people find happiness in drugs and conformity. This book has been banned for its discussions of sexuality, use of drugs, and perceived anti-religion messages. Some schools found it too controversial for young readers. The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath paints a stark picture of poverty and exploitation during the Great Depression. Its criticism of capitalism and depiction of poor working-class struggles led to bans, particularly in areas where these criticisms hit too close to home. Animal Farm by George Orwell. Orwell's Animal Farm uses animals to satirize totalitarian regimes, particularly Stalinism. Its political message has made it a target for censorship in countries like the Soviet Union and others where governments found its critique too biting. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Harper Lee's classic, To Kill a Mockingbird, confronts racism in the Deep South through the eyes of a young girl. Despite its critical acclaim, it's been banned for its use of racial slurs and themes that some consider too uncomfortable or controversial for schools. Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. Few books have sparked as much outrage as Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita. The story's controversial subject matter involving an older man's obsession with a young girl has led to bans worldwide for being explicit and morally objectionable. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye became infamous for its rebellious protagonist, Holden Caulfield. This coming-of-age story was banned for its use of profanity, references to sexuality, and themes of rebellion against authority. In some places, it was even blamed for inspiring acts of violence. (1984) by George Orwell. George Orwell's 1984 is a chilling dystopian tale about a world under constant surveillance and authoritarian rule. This book has been banned in multiple countries, including the Soviet Union and some US states, for its harsh critique of totalitarian regimes. Ironically, even governments that promote free speech have tried to suppress it, labeling it as anti-government propaganda. The Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie. Perhaps the most controversial book on our list, Salman Rushdie's The Satanic Verses, led to global outrage. Accused of blasphemy against Islam, it was banned in many countries, including India and Iran. A fatwa was even issued against the author, making this book's publication a life-threatening act. Books are powerful. They open our eyes, challenge our beliefs, and make us think. The fact that these books have been banned proves just how much they matter. So, what do you think? Should books ever be banned, or should every story be allowed to find its readers? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the 10 Realm.